Hey folks, welcome back to techgooch for another video review for you drone owners out there. Now, this is a specific product that's going to pertain to anybody that has this or the Spark version of this. Basically the DJI Spark, the Mavic Air, and the Mavic Pro series that has similar remote controls. Now, of course, the Mavic Pro has the screen, but that is irrelevant. This is a device by Skyreat that allows you to mount a tablet rather than just a phone to the actual controller itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring it in, and I'm going to show you how it actually goes on the controller. And yeah, so I have my iPad Pro. It's a 10.5 inch iPad Pro. This is the one we're going to use, which is big. I would probably more recommend an iPad mini because it's a lot lighter, but we're going big. So come on in. Okay, so we have the actual tablet mount. Now, I've actually been using this. It does come with a nice little carrying case for it. And it does pack up, in my opinion, very nicely. So this is actually, if you can see here, there's the spring actuated item that actually can hold the tablet. So it holds a lot of various devices. If you actually look at my iPhone 10, you could actually mount a phone on it sideways as well. So you could still use this to mount a phone. It's just, you know, why do you need that? If you're just going to mount a phone, you can just use the actual controller. So that said, this basically folds up, and it gives you a nice stable base. Now this basically mounts like a phone would in the actual arms here. On the back of here, we're going to loosen this up, and we're going to just go ahead and pop this guy on here. Now how I do it is, if you have the platform here, I want the spring side or the rail side up. So once I get it in there, I'm just going to go ahead and tighten down the ball joint a little bit. At least you can get it actually fairly tight. You can still move it even once it's tight. It's just firmer. On the actual controller, we're going to go ahead and remove the factory cable because we're not going to be able to use this small of a cable. We're going to have to use something larger. In this case, I do have, Skyreat actually sent me over one of their cables as well, so I'm going to show you this one. This is just a standard lightning cable that I'm going to go ahead and plug into the bottom of the controller rather than this time. Now, this, like I said, goes in just like a phone would into the actual controller. Go ahead and seat it in real good. Once you get it seated in, now we're going to be game to actually put the iPad in here. Now I have my iPad with an Under Armour gear case on it. I'm going to leave it on there to demonstrate that even with a large or a decent sized case, even with an Apple Pencil on the top, this thing actually grabs onto the iPad pretty good. Now with it like this, and you can adjust the screen accordingly, go ahead and then I can plug in the lightning cord here. This is large, right? I'm not going to be able to see the screen back here when I'm actually flying. I'm going to basically be looking at everything on the tablet rather than on the controller. Now that's obviously going to be more for Mavic Pro people because we actually have a display back here. It is going to cover that up. However, the nice thing about this is it gets the weight directly above your hands, so that when you're flying, even with this really large screen here, it actually is putting all the weight directly on the actual controller itself. So even if I can actually balance this in one hand, so it's very well balanced. There are other controller holders that will actually bring it out on the top, more for phones I think more than tablets, but this is one really nice way to mount a tablet onto your controller. Now you don't need a specialized cable, to be honest. You could actually use a charging cable that came with your phone or your tablet, sorry, and use it that way. But this is now this is an iPad. This will also work with Android devices and everything like that. It's just that's what I have personally. So you can see there it holds onto it really well. It's very stable. It's obviously the base is all aluminum. The only plastic parts are the actual holder itself. And then when it's time to break everything down, we go ahead and release that. I'm going to undo the cable here. Go ahead and, just like you would take your phone out, unseat that. You open up the ball joint, depending on how tight you put that before. Once you get it really loose, it just pops out. And there goes that, of course. Yeah, so if you loosen that too much, that clamp will actually can come off. Fold the arms down, and then just put that on there like that. then you can put it in the bag, or you don't have to put it in the bag. So that's how I store it, and then it goes along with my controller when I put it in my bag, or wherever you place and actually store your stuff. So it does pack down really well, and it works awesome. So that is the tablet holder from the guys over at Skyreat. Pretty solid product, it really is. I've tried a few different companies out there. I really like this one more than anything else because of the build quality, because of how it actually puts the center of weight over your hands. Now, of course, I have a larger tablet, so it means a lot to have the center of mass over your actual hands rather than it tipping it forward. But the build quality and how well it packs up, that's awesome because it's easy to just throw it back in the bag. You don't have to put it in the bag if you don't want to, but it goes with your controller really well, in my backpack at least. And it works really good. For those of you that have never flown with a larger screen, like with a tablet, for instance, it helps a lot, specifically when you're actually doing some kind of cinematography work. So while I don't use this all the time, I do fly a lot with my iPhone. It's really handy when you're trying to capture the right shot, and making sure, especially in the Mavic Pro's case, making sure that everything is in focus. So it is handy to have. I really like having it. And to be honest, I should have used it a few days ago when I was in Chicago because some of my shots came out blurry because I really didn't pay attention to that, and it's my fault. So sorry about my nose today. It's been crazy, but that said, hopefully it didn't hinder this video for too much. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have tried this out, yeah, absolutely. Let us know what you think. Skyreat is the company. I will post a link in the top of the description. It's like 24 bucks. Worth it, in my opinion. You will have to have a longer cable. This is also from Skyreat. I'll put the link to this in the description as well. I will actually have a separate video for this actually in the near future. So that's it, guys. Thanks for checking out the video. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you on a future one. See you soon.